two films, two generations, two different results, quite frankly, to be honest. This is the super review of Tron, the original classic, and Tron Legacy in 3D. Both come to us on Blu-ray, and one comes to us on 3D Blu-ray, both courtesy of Walt Disney Pictures. Give you a look at the spine here. Now what I'm going to do, gang, is I'm going to break this video down into two reviews, starting with Tron here. And I'd like to apologize ahead of time because I am coming down with a little bit of a cold at the moment, but I'm going to try my best that way. But looking at Tron, a Blu-ray that definitely the majority of people have been waiting for. It was a wonder as to why Disney did not release this when Tron Legacy first came out in theaters. But regardless, though, it's finally been released upon us now. However, it's been dubbed the original classic, obviously. And I'll get into the review in just a second, but just to look at the back here and the packaging, kind of has a holographic look and feel to it. As does the front. You can kind of see the gleam a little bit. The embossing mainly happens around here and with Tron the original classic, plus also the border right here is kind of has a cyber look to it, plus it's embossed as well. But opening it up, same as the slipcover. Really bland cover art if you would ask me, but I mean personally I think they would have been better off if had they set the original movie poster as the front, but it's okay. Have your Blu-ray right here, digital copy, Disney 3D, and Tron the original classic on DVD. Slip all those back. But overall, though, with Tron the original classic, the best advice I would say before you watch this is lower your expectations just a little bit. I mean, true, it is Disney, and they are a wonder when it comes to their catalog films, but keep in mind, though, that Tron was shot back in the 1980s on a very different, on a different set of film, and it was using revolutionary CGI at the time that was still very much in rough cut and in rough edit. But, however, I will give the visual presentation one prop, and that is it's pretty much faithful. In that, as long as you keep your expectations down, it looks just like the original Tron. I mean, I didn't used to own the DVD, but I did rent it at one time, and I mean the colors are vibrant, and the textures, especially when it comes to the suits and through the majority of the virtual world, then it's pretty damn impressive. Actually, it's very sharp. Black levels are pretty deep, and edges and textures are very clear and sharp. But overall, though, I'd say is like I said, it for what it is. It really isn't that bad, especially for a 1980s very rough CGI film. Sound is pretty much the same way. It fits a little bit better, but it's understand. Remember, lower your expectations. But the effects and music cues are pretty good. It uses a DTS-HD Master Audio 5.1 track. Voices are also very clear, and especially when it comes to the light cycle. The light cycle sequence is probably this disc's main highlight, and as well as the next Tron Legacy Blu-ray, which I'll get to in a second. But for audio, I excuse me again. But for audio, I would definitely give it a 4 out of 5, just on the basis of, again, for what it is. It really isn't that bad. And it'd be good to know that the extra features that were a part of the DVD have all been ported over onto this. So you can go stop scavenging all over eBay to look for a $60, $70 price, of the original DVD. It's okay. The majority of all the extras have been brought on this Blu-ray disc, and they've also added two more two more features that in HD nonetheless, including the Tron phenomenon, which takes a look back at, obviously the effect of Tron has had on the movie industry and CGI in general, plus also a phototronology feature in which it goes into the Disney archive in a way and looks at the concept art that they've had for the original Tron. It really is pretty cool, but otherwise, everything else, the 88-minute making of Tron documentaries here, um, music feature, and 6 minutes of deleted scenes and the storyboarding. The majority of it is in standard definition, but as a completist, though, I'm just happy that they brought everything back from the DVD, so I didn't have to, break the bank when it came to trying to find a copy. So, but overall, video gets a 4, audio gets a 4, and extras get a 4. So a pretty well-rounded disc. Moving on, skip a decade or so, we move on to Tron Legacy in 3D nonetheless. This is my first 3D release that I've ever purchased because the Disney coupon only worked on the 3D version of the film or the 5 disc or the 5 disc box set that good luck finding in stores. But taking a look at the spine here, Blu-ray 3D. The cover art for the DVD kind of has this 3D effect due to the the name is escaping me, but it's the type of slip cover. I forgot what it was. It's not coming to me. It's really I've been really sick, guys, so I apologize. But the only problem though is that the normally what Disney does for their titles is that they emboss the title right around here when it comes to their 3D releases, but I can do away with it. It still looks pretty cool. You can kind of get a sense of depth to it and everything. And the silver border with the identity disc type symbols is pretty cool. The back here telling you everything when it comes to this 4-disc set. Let's open up this 4-disc set. Same as the slip. We'll open it up. Very nice touch to make the discs to look like the memory discs from the movie. This is the Blu-ray 3D. Regular Blu-ray 2D, digital copy, and the DVD is way back behind here, and it gets old, dull, and gray. Got your digital copy code, your movie rewards code, packet for Tron Uprising that's coming to Disney Channel, along with several other interesting tidbits. Phineas and Ferb shout out, nice. Same 3D pamphlet, security tab. Put these all back here. We'll put that slip back on. But overall, though, on Tron Legacy, however, due to it being brand new and everything, I cannot really praise this disc enough, actually. I'm just going to go right out the gate and say that this is reference quality stuff right here. The picture and sound 5 out of 5s across the board. I'll get into that in a second, but really, if you this is definitely going to be going on the Blu-ray recommendations video whenever I get to making another one. But the reason why this disc is so cool is, well, first I'll go into the picture. The picture, I remember watching this in IMAX 3D when it first came out and just sitting awestruck in the fact that how clear the majority of the entire film was. And for a film that is dominated by light blue, gold, gray, and black, it really still knocks my socks off. But it does offer some variety in the beginning, obviously, that when it doesn't take place in the grid. But it's just, for what little is given, the clarity, the black levels, and pretty much every single detail is evident here. The club sequence is another one that I really enjoy, and then the fact that you got to see every little detail of what everyone was wearing, especially seeing Daft Punk was pretty cool. The light cycle sequence, again, I'll get is a beast in itself visually, but I'll get into sound, in a second. And but otherwise else, like I said, for what little is given, like when it comes to color, it's just the clarity is completely awe-inspiring. Actually, I can't really talk about the 3D release though because I do not have a 3D Blu-ray player, but eventually, if I ever do get a 3D TV, I'll at least my collection is future proofed with this. So, sound though, again, if you're fans of Daft Punk, you're going to be in euphoria when it comes to this Blu-ray release because their music was incorporated into the movie in that every single cue, every single shot, every single event that takes place within this film involves Daft Punk's sound and its soundtrack, and it shines in high definition sound. This with every bass pounding, every groove, the entire the entire sound listening area is ripe with activity. It uses the DTS-HD 7.1 lossless, in every way. I am just taken aback by it, and it's not only Daft Punk's soundtrack that is excellent, but all the battle sequences, especially when it came to the light cycle sequence, obviously, when Sam is first brought into the arena with the crowd noise that develops all around you, when he's picked up by the hovers, or every time the hovercrafts come by, the bass just starts to rumble with papers were stacked on top of my bass and it was just falling off. It was incredible. I mean, it's done that several times, but the effect is still cool all the same. Plus the final battle sequence, obviously, before they're supposed to reach to the portal to get back into the real world, great. And all in all, it is just a very, very nice touch. It's clear, it's loud, it's rockin', it's reference quality. I cannot talk about this sound enough. It is probably one of the funnest soundtracks I ever heard on a Blu-ray disc so far. And that's saying something because this is coming from a guy who will praise the Transformers soundtrack to the hills. Extras is the only thing that is keeping this Blu-ray back from being excellent, just like the Black Swan Blu-ray release. But really, the only thing here that is worthy or anything is the Flynn Lives Next Day piece, which talks about obviously what happened immediately after Tron Legacy, especially what happened at NCOM and everything like that. There's a lot of shout outs to the original Tron movie, but sadly though it is the only main highlight to this extras release. I mean, there's also a look at the visuals. You get a special look at the Tron Uprising animated series, which looks pretty good, I mean, for what it is. And cast, there's a Daft Punk Derez music video, and for pretty much that's everything that's noteworthy. I mean, I understand that this film didn't really do too hot when it came to the box office, but you could have at least given a bigger documentary or something, Disney. But But for Tron Legacy, I would definitely give picture and sound 5 out of 5, extras 3 out of 5. And but overall, guys, these movies are a sci-fi lover's dream. And really, actually, I don't know why you would necessarily be listening to my review. You should already have made up your mind if you're going to go grab this. But I would definitely recommend both Tron and Tron Legacy to own in your Blu-ray player. I mean, Tron is not going to wow everybody, but for nostalgia shakes, for the fact that you're owning a piece of cinematic history, plus it is a pretty solid Blu-ray release for what it is, I definitely own that. And Tron Legacy, just for the sake of the audio, you can put up on a party and it'll just rock the house, essentially. If you're looking for a good deal, I would go to Target, and because right now they're offering two of them for the price of about 31 bucks. When you factor in the $8 discount that they apply when you buy both, you have to buy these two. You have to buy these two. Or you can buy the original 2D Tron as well to go with the Tron Classic, except the $5 coupon that Disney provides will not work for it, unfortunately. So it has to be Tron Legacy 3D. Plus, also it's a cheaper alternative than getting the big 5 disc box or the memory disc plastic thing that they're trying to shell out you for 70. Which I want to say, I looked at a review of it on IGN.com. The discs within the memory disc in itself are stacked onto each other, which looks pretty cheap, and it doesn't really look. I'll put it safe. It doesn't necessarily look too safe for the discs, so I would stay away from the identity disc unless you're very keen on that type stuff. But go to Target. You can get both these for 31 bucks when they factor in the $8 discount and the $5 Disney coupon, which again is in the description as always. And otherwise, else go out, grab it, have fun, and let me know what you think of it in the comments or anything like that. So, you guys take care. Have a good day.